Hey all, it's David Ducker coming back at you, and today I'm going to be talking about triangles in RPGs. Triangles are a very interesting concept, um, and what I mean by triangles is rock, paper, scissors. Is how you can have different elements balanced against each other by being better than others in certain situations. So there's a couple examples I can throw out. The classic Fire Emblem triangle is swords have greater reach than axes and greater finesse, so they're better than axes. A sword fighter and an axe fighter, sword fighter wins, assuming everything else is equal. And then we've got axes versus spears. Now spears have a lot of finesse and a lot of reach, but the axe, once you close past that reach, they can't do anything because the axe is such a close weapon, and a spear lacks the versatility of a sword. So everything being equal, an axe fighter will beat a spear fighter. And then the triangle is closed out with spears versus swords. Spears have the only thing the spears lack compared to swords is the versatility. And in the other areas, the reach and the finesse, they're better than sword. So spears beat swords, everything else being equal. So you can do something like that where if your protagonist is armed with one, you get a penalty or a bonus against the other. And I think that would add a very interesting layer to the game dynamics. And the way I would probably do it is just give a flat bonus. You could also give a corresponding penalty to the opponent. And you could easily balance that. It's just I don't like really complicated rules. I just like one little change, not 2 or 3 little changes. I'm sure it's perfectly balanced. It's just too much for me to track at one time. And you can for any system. You can do this for Warhammer, give plus 5% chance to hit. You do this for Pathfinder, give a +1. Do this for a Song of Ice and Fire and give them a +1. Whatever system you're using, you could easily implement this. And then you can add other triangles into your game as well. I've seen fire, frost, and shock for magic, where fire melts frost, frost freezes the thunder, and thunder overpowers the flame, or something like that. I'm sure you could potentially do it just the other way around, and it wouldn't make a huge amount of difference either, since those are less intuitive than with the weapons. And you can do a similar thing with the armor even, where blunt weapons have a bonus against plate armor, where piercing weapons have a bonus against chain armor, and just to balance it out, maybe give slashing weapons a bonus against scale armor or leather armor. You have to work with what exact tables you're looking at. But you could definitely balance that out. I know there was AD&D had something similar to that, where different armors gave you better protection against different implements. And they were a fair bit complex about it, to my recollection. But you don't have to be. You can just give a tiny little +1 bonus. Oh, you have a blunt weapon, and he's got plate mail. You get +1. Oh, and by the way, you've got your blunt weapon basically counts as an axe, and he's got a spear, so take another +1. And then when his turn comes around, he can say, well, I've got a spear and he's got an axe, so I don't get a bonus. Or maybe he gets a -1, depending on how complex you want to make the ruling. But he does have chainmail, and I've got a piercing weapon, so I do get a +1 there at least. So this can make combat more random, more swingy, more chaotic, and that's what combat should be, in my opinion. I don't want to know who's going to win before we start the fight. It's not exciting. I want to be on the edge of my seat with every single combat encounter, because anybody could kill you at any time. The kobold with the rusty dagger could kill you with a lucky shot, whereas some certain systems like Pathfinder, if you're level 5, you see a kobold with a rusty dagger, you pretty much ignore him, and that loses a lot of drama. In exchange for, I'm a superhero in plate mail. And that's fine if that's what you're looking for. In which case, this whole video is not going to apply to you. Check out my video on superhero RPGs, though, and just do Jason the Argonaut, superhero style. That'd be awesome, and I'd love to play that game. And you can even extend this to mass combat, where cavalry can overrun infantry, and infantry can defeat archers, and archers defeat cavalry. Or however you want to do it. Maybe it makes more sense for infantry to beat cavalry, cavalry to beat archery, and archeries to beat infantry. So you can certainly do it like that as well. And then you can extend that even to something like castles beat armies. Armies can destroy siege equipment easily, but siege equipment can destroy castles easily. So there's so many fun rock, paper, scissors things you can add into the game. I mean, if you add all of these into the same game, that would be very interesting and dynamic, and not very many other systems would be similar to it. And there's a definite bonus in being different. Excuse me. So I just wanted to share that. I've been toying with some of the ideas here. I've requested more rules videos. I'm not big on rules, but I do enjoy the idea of weapon triangles, armor triangles, the army triangles, the magic triangles. Get some triangles going on in your game, and you will form a triforce of magnificence. And what you will be wishing for then is that you thought of it earlier. So I'd love to hear if you've seen triangles in the game, if you use them as house rules. Just leave that in the comments below. If there's a triangle that I didn't even think of, let me know about it, because I want to hear about it. So everybody have a good day in the meantime. I'll see you real soon.